Jason of the House Beanie, my oldest friend, my best friend.
Lido. Come on, honey. Also low-key nemesis.
Hello. Tucci Rap Wedding. First off, let's give it up for Lindsay one more time. Thanks for the introduction. Let's give it up for this beautiful couple before I get started. Kelly, you look gorgeous. Nick, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. It's a privilege to speak today and celebrate these two people that mean a whole lot to me and I think all of us. I think the Tucci side of the house, everyone knows me, but for the rap side of the house, my name is Jason Beatty. I am Nick's best friend, best man, an honorable mention, his dungeon master. If you didn't know this, Nick is an avid player of Dungeons & Dragons. We've been playing Dungeons & Dragons for many years. He has many characters that I admire. He has an elven monk named Francis, who took a vow of honesty, which he broke, to lie to an incubus demon prince named Sedek.
True story.
He has a hobbit character, you know, like Lord of the Rings, can summon giant orbs of destruction, which he used to defeat the pit fiend god Kernaz, very cool, in his infinite castle dimension. And given those two sentences, guys, I'm honestly very surprised you found a woman who's willing to marry us. Good job, Tooch. I'm just kidding. It's been great welcoming Kelly into our nerd group. She's been great. We go to the Renaissance Fair together, play board games together, and her and her friends even started playing D&D with us, believe it or not. So she has an elf druid named Navara, summons lightning bolts. It's super cool. She's right there. And that's what it's all about, guys, right? You only live once. Life is short, right? And if you're lucky, you find that person. You find somebody that you can spend your life with, someone you can share your hobbies with, someone that you look at and you say, that's my best friend. And I'm pumped that Nick found that 29 years ago when he met me. I met Nick, I think we were 7 years old in Cub Scouts. As if Nick Tucci needed Cub Scouts, I think he was convincing the Scoutmasters how to tie knots. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was not always the charismatic, distinguished person you see before you. I know it's hard to believe. But when I was a kid, I was a bit of a misfit, right? I didn't have a lot of direction. I liked to get into trouble. I'm sure that on more than one occasion, Susie turned to Bert and said, you know, I don't know about this kid. I think he might be a bit of a bad influence, right? And guys, in my experience, when parents say that, they're a little naive. Their kid's not so innocent, right? But in this case, I'm going to be honest. Like, I was a bit of a bad influence. Nick was innocent. I mean, look at that face. Come on. I convinced Nick to smoke pot for the first time when we were in high school. That was a major turning point in his career. And I heard some, groans in the crowd. I hope that wasn't breaking news for anybody. I don't know if anyone could see the hair, right? There's probably at least one person in the audience that's like connecting the dots. They're like, oh, that makes sense. Right. I convinced Nick to have a party at his parents' house when we were in high school for the first time. I remember like it was yesterday. We were in gym class. He's saying his parents are going to the Outer Banks. He has the whole house to himself. He's going to have all the honors kids over, and they're going to roast marshmallows. Being the opportunistic individual I was, I saw the opportunity. I said, hey, why don't we do the exact same thing, right? But instead, why don't we invite some of the popular kids, and I'll get some of my older buddies to buy us beer. Tooch Festival's born.
Yeah.
Nick's popularity skyrocketed. You're welcome. Wherever Susie is, I'm sorry. But I'm going to get honest for a minute. Get a little more, heart to heart. Over here. There you go. I was admittedly a bad influence, right? And they would, Mr. and Mrs. Tucci would have been justified at any moment to say, Nick, I don't know. I don't think you should hang out with this kid. He's getting you in trouble, right? They could have done that. But I am so grateful that they didn't, because I would not be the person that I am today if it wasn't for this guy, right? I'm gonna give you the honest truth. As much as I was a bad influence on him, he was a good influence on me, right? Nick was an academic role model, always got good grades, got a scholarship, made me think, maybe I should study a little harder, right? Taught me how to be a better student. I remember when I would come home from college break, I'd sleep till noon, wake up, play video games, right? Maybe take a nap. Nick would wake up at 4 a.m. and go landscaping with his dad, right? Taught me, I said, maybe I should work a little harder. taught me how to be self-disciplined. And the list goes on. Every time Nick comes over to fix a cabinet, he teaches me how to be a better friend. When I see him interact with his parents, the love and reverence that he gives them teaches me how to be a better son, teaches me how to be a steward of the earth, taught me how to hunt, taught me how to fish, right? Some people here, I think this back table taught me a thing or two about bocce ball.
Let's go.
They're like, we've seen you play, we don't want that one. Take that one back. And every single time that I hang out with Nick and Kelly, they teach me what it is to have a healthy, happy, loving relationship. The type of relationship that we all aspire to. At the dinner last night, a lot of people got up, shared stories, and based on those stories, I know that I'm not the only person here that feels this way. This resonates with people, right? These two have had a positive influence on everybody here, right? In one way or the other. And I think that that's why we are all so happy for you. And honestly grateful that you found something in one another, right? You found somebody who shares that value, that is selfless, that makes people better, but then also makes each other better, right? So let's celebrate that, right? So without further ado, let's raise a glass, whatever you got in front of you, to Nick and Kelly Tucci. May you guys have a long, healthy, prosperous marriage. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thank you, everybody. Love you, buddy.
I have no idea what to say now. But incredible thank you to Jason for being a wonderful friend. Incredible thank you to all of Kelly's family for welcoming me into yours. And very much thank you to all the Tucci's who raised me the way I did so that I could be who I am for Kelly. And thanks to everybody else who had some sort of shaping in Kelly and I's life so that we could be who we are for one another. So thanks. And cheers. Huzzah.